Welcome. Is the Gospel of Thomas right? Only men go to heaven and women do not? I'll be answering that question in this video. But first, we need to understand the key to unlock the mystery, the two Trinity. Here is the two Trinity. I also call it a trituity, or the number 33. Let's break it down. The triangle on the left represents your physical self. It is a trinity. It's composed of three components: body, mind, and emotion. The middle triangle represents your soul. It is also a trinity: body, mind, and emotion. The triangle on the right is the two trinity. It's your physical self combined with your soul. I recommend you watch my other video first, link in the description below. It describes the two trinity in more detail and its presence in many different religions. Let's begin with the first saying. And he said, "Whoever finds the interpretation of these sayings will not experience death." Well, the Gospel of Thomas is a riddle. Let's continue on. Let's go back to the introduction. These are the hidden sayings which the living Yeshua spoke and which Yehuda Tama, the twin, recorded. I believe the word twin is referring to Yeshua's soul, his soul twin. Now I'm using a different translation for the next one. This is saying 25. Jesus said, "Love your brother like your soul. Guard him like the pupil of your eye." I again believe the word brother is not referring to a biological brother, but your soul. Saying 2. Jesus said, "Let him who seeks continue seeking until he finds. When he finds, he will become troubled. When he becomes troubled, he will be astonished, and he will rule over the all." Your lower outer self is seeking, and then becomes troubled when they discover they're not really as conscious as they once thought. Once reaching a higher level of consciousness, they become astonished. Then, rule over the all means attaining self-mastery. Saying 3. Jesus said, "If those who lead you say to you, 'See, the kingdom is in the sky,' then the birds of the sky will precede you. If they say to you, 'It is in the sea,' then the fish will precede you. Rather, the kingdom is inside of you, and it is outside of you. When you come to know yourselves, then you will become known, and you will realize that it is you who are the sons of the living Father. But if you will not know yourselves, you dwell in poverty, and it is you who are that poverty." This saying is telling us that the esoteric is the path for spiritual development, not the exoteric. One must direct their attention inwards. Saying 4. Jesus said, "The man old in days will not hesitate to ask a small child 7 days old about the place of life, and he will live. For many who are first will become last, and they will become one and the same." Old man refers to your outer, lower, or physical self. The child refers to your soul. Your physical body is first, your soul is last. Saying 5. Jesus said, "Recognize what is in your sight, and that which is hidden from you will become plain to you, for there is nothing hidden which will not become manifest." This one is straightforward. It refers to the esoteric. Focus your attention inward. Saying 15. Jesus said, "When you see one who is not born of woman, prostrate yourselves on your faces and worship him. That one is your Father." This saying is referring to a soul birth, not a biological birth. In this case, from a biological male. Saying 18. The disciples said to Jesus, "Tell us how our end will be." Jesus said, "Have you discovered then the beginning, that you look for the end? For where the beginning is, there will the end be. Blessed is he who will take his place in the beginning. He will know the end and will not experience death." Your physical self is the beginning, and after giving birth to a soul, the end refers to physical death. Saying 22. Jesus saw infants being suckled. He said to his disciples, "These infants being suckled are like those who enter the kingdom." They said to him, "Shall we then, as children, enter the kingdom?" Jesus said to them, "When you make the two one, and when you make the inside like the outside, and the outside like the inside, and the above like the below, and when you make the male and the female one and the same, so that the male not be male, nor the female, and when you fashion eyes in the place of an eye, and a hand in place of a hand, and a foot in place of a foot, and a likeness in place of a likeness, then you will enter the kingdom." Let's break this down into 3 pieces. The first part is saying 22. Jesus saw infants being suckled. He said to his disciples, "These infants being suckled are like those who enter the kingdom." They said to him, "Shall we then, as children, enter the kingdom?" The infants are a metaphor for souls that have been born from mothers. Let's move to the second part of saying 22. Jesus said to them, "When you make the two one, and when you make the inside like the outside, and the outside like the inside, and the above like the below, and when you make the male and the female one and the same, so that the male not be male nor the female." The outside, below, and female is relating to your physical self. The inside, above, is male. It's relating to your soul. The two now one is your soul and body together. Females give birth to the male. Let's move to the third and final part of saying 22. And when you fashion eyes in the place of an eye, and a hand in place of a hand, and a foot in place of a foot, and a likeness in place of a likeness, then you will enter the kingdom. And eyes in place of an eye is referring to your soul eye in place of your physical eye, soul hand in place of your physical hand, and a soul foot in place of your physical foot. Saying 27, Jesus said, "If you do not fast as regards the world, you will not find the kingdom. If you do not observe the Sabbath as a Sabbath, you will not see the Father." This saying is straightforward, telling us to focus our attention inwards. Saying 29, Jesus said, "If the flesh came into being because of spirit, it is a wonder. But if spirit came into being because of the body, it is a wonder of wonders. Indeed, I am amazed at how this great wealth has made its home in this poverty." So we have flesh and poverty being your physical self, and your spirit being your soul. This is saying 30, a different translation. Yeshua said, "Where there are 3 deities, they are divine. Where there are 2 or 1, I am with that one." The two Trinity can be referred by the number 3 or the number 1. The physical body and the soul make 2. When they completely merge together, they become 1. This is similar to the last saying. It is not from the Gospel of Thomas, but I thought to add it in here. "Where there are 3, they are without God, and where there is only 1, I say, I am with that one." Without God is your physical self. A Trinity is 3. 1 in this case represents the merging of soul and body. Saying 32, Jesus said, "A city being built on a high mountain and fortified cannot fall, nor can it be hidden." This saying refers to your spiritual development being a city, and evil knowing about it. It cannot be hidden. Saying 34, Jesus said, "If a blind man leads a blind man, they will both fall into a pit." This saying is referring to if your spiritual leader doesn't know what he's talking about, then you're doomed. Saying 39, Jesus said, "The Pharisees and the scribes have taken the keys of knowledge, gnosis, and hidden them. They themselves have not entered, nor have they allowed to enter those who wish to. You, however, be as wise as serpents and as innocent as doves." This saying is talking about evil and ignorance. The truth is a very well-kept secret. Saying 56, Jesus said, "Whoever has come to understand the world has found only a corpse, and whoever has found a corpse is superior to the world." Your corpse is your physical self. The finder is your soul. Saying 75, Jesus said, "Many are standing at the door, but it is the solitary who will enter the bridal chamber." Bridal chamber being your lower physical self, the solitary being your soul, two becoming one are married. Saying 79, a woman from the crowd said to him, "Blessed are the womb which bore you and the breasts which nourished you." He said to her, "Blessed are those who have heard the word of the Father and have truly kept it. For there will be days when you will say, 'Blessed are the womb which has not conceived and the breasts which have not given milk.'" This saying is talking about a spiritual birth, not a biological one. Saying 89, Jesus said, "Why do you wash the outside of the cup? Do you not realize that he who made the inside is the same one who made the outside?" Outside being your physical self, the inside being your soul, and the cup being both the inside and the outside, being the two Trinity. Saying 114, Simon Peter said to him, "Let Mary leave us, for women are not worthy of life." Jesus said, "I myself shall lead her in order to make her male, so that she too may become a living spirit resembling you males. For every woman who will make herself male will enter the kingdom of heaven." Remember, this is a riddle. This saying is talking about spiritual development. Female gives birth to the male. As above, so below. Jesus is going to teach Mary how to develop a soul and become male. You can't say the ancients did not have a sense of humor. Early Christianity was a matriarchy. The Virgin Mary was a symbol of spiritual development. Well, there you have it. Women can go to heaven too. I hope you found this video informative. Please like, subscribe, and comment down below. You don't want to miss the next video. Goodbye. Visit www.northernorthodox.com.